Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Which is the Moon. I am your Friday hostess, Natalie, and this week's topic is going to be unusual things that we use in our practice, unusual tools, so to speak. Before I get started on the topic for this week, I do want to discuss the giveaway for this season. As in past seasons, there will be a giveaway. Last season, well, actually the prior 2 or 3 seasons, we had been discussing how we wanted to go about with the giveaway because we noticed a disturbing trend of people who would see the giveaway video and then would subscribe but then disappear. And everybody likes free stuff. There's nothing wrong with that, and the giveaway is always exciting. But the purpose of the giveaway for us is to reward the people that are our viewers, that are our regular subscribers, and those that actually interact with us on some level. So, we've been trying to devise, some method for ensuring that the person who gets the giveaway package is someone who actually interacts with us. So we will be doing a giveaway this season, but we're not going to discuss what the stipulations are for being included in the giveaway. So just know that if you are watching, even a one-word comment could make the difference as to whether or not you are entered in the giveaway or not, just so that you know. Getting that out of the way, I want to go on to this week's topic about unusual tools that we use. At the time that I'm recording this, it's about 2 or 3 weeks ahead of the schedule, so I hope that I'm not repeating anything that somebody else has done. I wasn't sure if we were going to do this as a general kind of thing. Like I did the last video of last season, I chose that as my topic. Was kind of unusual things, and I sort of did a gambit sort of thing, but this time I'm going to be specific and talk about 2 or 3 particular things. 2 of the things are kind of related, so they sort of go together. If you are opposed to using animal parts in your practice, which, if you are, that's fine. I do not go out of my way to slaughter an animal to use its parts in my practice, but if something is gifted to me, as I will explain in a minute, I have no problem with using it. So animals have always been an important part of the craft. Animal body parts have always been an important part of the craft, but I understand that some people are against that. So if you are against that, please turn off this video right now. I do not want to see hundreds of comments about how it's bad or unethical, which it's not, to use animal parts in your practice, period. Okay. If it's something that offends you, please turn this video off now and do not watch any further. Thank you. Alright, so for those of you that are still watching, I'm going to go into this video and talk about 3 specific things that I use in my practice that others I know use in their practice, and how I use these things to enhance my craft. Now, there are those of you that are also against using any form of malediction, and again, please, that's your path, and that's fine. I understand that. However, I'm a witch, and I will harness my power to benefit my family and myself and my friends and those that I serve in whatever manner I see fit. I do not rampantly go out and drop hexes and curses right and left like they're nothing. I don't do it lightly, and it's not something that I do without any forethought and planning. However, I will state that I'm not against using the odd, maledictive spell when I feel that it is necessary. Now, a couple of things that I use in some of my maledictive spells, but not just malediction, I use these also for protective spells. Specifically for malediction, if I need someone to feel the sting of their own words, so to speak, or the sting of their own actions, I will use wasps. They're stingers, if you can get it out. A bee stinger, if I see a poor little bee that's passed on, I may remove the stinger from the bee if it's still there, if that's not the reason that it died in the first place. Or I may use the bee. And I find that this is very good for some return to sender spells, for giving someone a sting or making them feel the sting of their own actions or words. excellent for that. For protective spells or also for malediction, you can use wasps' nests. I'm not a big fan of wasps in general. I don't like them around me. Bees, I don't mind. Bees are useful, helpful, lovely little creatures that will leave you alone. If you leave them alone, wasps are bastards and can all die. So, same thing with fire ants. Fire ants are also very good for that. Fire ant dirt is excellent for that kind of thing. If you want to give somebody a sting, you want to put a little sting in or you want to add some fire or passion, fire ants are also good for love spells because they have a lot of fire, obviously. So if you want to infuse a little passion into your relationship, that's the way to do it. Let me tell you, those little suckers are mighty powerful. I just don't care for them very much, especially because they love to sting me. But wasps' nests are very good, and you can just break off a small piece of it, or you can use the whole nest. I like to use just a small part of it, so I'll take a very sharp blade and I'll cut off a section of it so that it preserves it. But as you can see, it's already kind of starting to drift apart because these are extremely delicate. So I actually prefer to keep these in paper rather than plastic, but I didn't have anything else to keep them in. So those are excellent, excellent things to use in protective spells, especially home protection spells, because wasps and bees are both very fiercely protective of their homes, and so they make very good things to keep out anything that might be trying to invade your home, or if you have a guest that's coming to your home and they tend to maybe not get along with everybody in the family, and you want to make sure that harmony is maintained. Because another thing about wasps and bees is that they work very well together. They are a community, and they commune together very nicely, and so it's good for that too. I also use these in spells where I want people to learn to cooperate together, because of course it took a lot of cooperation to create this, and so I'll use it in cooperation spells. If I want someone to kind of cooperate with me on a specific idea, or if I want my idea to go a little more smoothly, I will use a wasp's nest for that, or part of a bee's nest, something like that. You can also use honey for multiple reasons. Honey because it was created using the community process of bees, but also because it sweetens things. So excellent for that. Now, the last item, the last item that I want to use, I just realized I didn't flip the camera around. Oh well. That I want to discuss is one that I think that some people might find disturbing, and I want to explain how I got this little fella. This is a toad that I actually found in my office. We moved into a new office. We opened a new office in a town nearby, not too far from my home, and one day when I went into the office, I was vacuuming the rug in the back, and this poor little guy was expired on the rug. I had found another one attached to our water bottles, which was kind of sad. It actually bothers me to see this poor little guy like this, because I wish I could have helped him out. I didn't even realize they could get into my office, so I was a little shocked when I came in and found him all dried up like this on the rug. However, anytime I am given a gift like this, I do not like to let its little life go to waste, so I will utilize it. Now, you can cut portions from the animal and use, the animal, or you can, when reptiles get dry, they become very fragile, so you can crush them up into a powder. So you could crush up in a powder, keep it in a jar, and use a little bit of the powder. You can cut a section from the animal and utilize that. But basically, I like frogs and toads for multiple reasons. One, because they actually are very useful for transformational kinds of magic. I discussed that in the last video. So if I'm wanting to transform a situation into something better, if I'm trying to transform myself or a relationship or someone into something better or worse or what have you, I will utilize this for that purpose. They're also very good for self-change, like I said. I've seen them used in protection sachets as well. That sort of thing. I feel bad for this little guy. Sorry, I try not to say and yet here I find myself doing it. These are absolutely fantastic for that kind of magic. Any kind of transformational magic, changing things, changing situations, changing people, changing relationships, changing perspectives. Sometimes just a change of perspective can change an entire situation. And so those are some of the things that I utilize in my practice that I would consider unusual tools, because of our awareness of the importance of animals, which I think witches have always had an understanding of the importance of animals. I don't like to kill animals. I don't mind cockroaches, flies, and fire ants, obviously, and little wasps. But I generally don't like to kill anything. If I can leave it alone, I will. If I'm outside and I see a roach, I'm not going to squash it. It's in its own space. If it's in my house, it's a goner, which I don't have them in my house. But I've been in several homes where there are, and they're goners as far as I'm concerned. But if I'm out of doors, I will leave these creatures alone, and I don't want anyone to think that I purposely go out and slaughter animals to use in my practice. I don't. But again, when I come across something that I think is going to be useful, I would rather put its life to use and its essence and energy to use than to let the entire animal's life have been for naught. So I will take a gift when I find it. I will utilize it, and I think that these are some of the things that I have found useful in my practice. I hope that you guys found this video useful. I realize it's a little bit short, but hopefully it was informative. And I hope that you all have a wonderful week. Blessed be.